A lake is a metaphor for life. A lake can be ancient and static, even as the light and shadow playing on its surface give the impression of something dynamic. A lake is also a source of life, with mystery and passion hidden in its depths. Lakes are a vital part of the Earth's ecosystem. Lakes, both natural and man-made, as well as swamps, wetlands and ponds, cover a total area of 2.7 million square kilometers, which is 1.8% of the planet's land area. Lakes are not only vital for the survival and development of the human species, they are also a source of its spiritual strength. In Yunnan province in China's southwest, large and small lakes are scattered like pearls among the towering mountains. Most are tectonic lakes, formed by prehistoric movements of the Earth's crust. Among them are 9, distributed along ancient fault zones, each covering an area of over 30 square kilometers. Dianche, the largest lake in southwest China, was formed as a result of the Himalayan orogenic movement. Around 25,000 years ago, a violent earthquake caused the huge Paleozoic limestone fracture to collapse. Evidence of that violent geological event are the steep, near-vertical cliffs. The Dianche golden line fish is endemic to Dianche Lake. However, by the 1960s, its population had declined to the point that very few were found in this or any other lake. The Kunming Institute of Zoology launched a research project aimed at saving the Dianche golden line fish, boosting its population and promoting its sustainability. Black Dragon Pool in northeastern Kunming is fed by a clear spring. It offers an excellent breeding environment for the Dianche golden line fish, along with another fish endemic to Dianche Lake, the Schizothorax. But even here, the golden line fish struggles to reproduce and its fries to survive. However, the researchers have succeeded in cultivating large numbers of golden line fish fries and have released several large batches into Dianche Lake. The wetlands, with their dawn redwood and bright tulips, bring rich colors to Dianche Lake. The wetlands act like the lungs of Dianche Lake. They also serve as an ecological barrier between it and the city of Kunming. Here, farmland and building land have been turned back into wetlands and lakes, natural intertidal zones and reed marshes, fish and shrimp spawning grounds, and bird sanctuaries. A natural plateau wetland ecosystem has been created comprising rivers, creeks, ponds, and lakes. The ecological functions of Dianche Lake have been restored, and the environment is steadily improving. The eutrophic lakes are a rich source of nutrients that are absorbed by the tree roots. A series of projects has been launched to restore the vegetation, including trees, shrubs, grass, and aquatic plants, which together form a vigorous community of flora. wetland restoration is the key to Yunnan's long-term management of Dianche Lake. Today, the lake's ecological wetland covers a vast area, and its water quality is improving steadily. With its excellent environment and abundant food sources, it's attracting more birds and has become a model of biodiversity. Mount Maotian in Chengjiang County contains a treasure trove of fossils. From 1984 to 1994, 50 paleontologists from a dozen countries collected some 50,000 fossils here, belonging to more than 80 species of animals. They testify to a pre-Cambrian explosion of life 530 million years ago. Southward from Mount Maotian lies a tranquil blue body of water. This is Fuxian Lake. With an average depth of just under 100 meters, it's the second deepest freshwater lake in China. It's also the largest in terms of water storage capacity, equivalent to 15 Dianche lakes and 6 Ahai lakes. But it's the quality of its water that is Fuxian Lake's most valuable asset. It contains enough to supply 1 billion people with 15.8 tons of Class 1, high-quality, pure, fresh water. The kanglang is a fish that's unique to Fuxian Lake. It has survived thanks to the protection of the local people. Wetlands, forests, and oceans are the planet's 3 major ecosystems. Known collectively as the kidneys of the Earth, they play a vital role in regulating the climate, conserving water, resisting flooding, degrading pollutants, and safeguarding biodiversity. Yunnan has a greater variety of wetlands than any other region of China. Yilong Lake in Sheping County has an area of 39 square kilometers. With an average depth of only 2 meters, it's a typical shallow plateau lake. Plateau lakes are particularly sensitive to climate change. They are influenced by the distinct dry and wet seasons and the humid monsoon climate on the subtropical plateau. Within 1 year, the water level in Yilong Lake can fluctuate by up to a meter. This causes the surrounding land to collect water, forming a wetland. It's the annual breeding season. The grebes build their nests in the heart of the swamp. The couple take turns incubating the eggs. Their neighbors are busy too, choosing a suitable site for their home and preparing nesting materials. After 25 days, the baby grebes are hatched. The purple swamp hens are foraging among the water plants. The mother grebe knows that the most important thing now is to teach her young to feed themselves. She finally catches a fish and passes it to her baby's beak. The young grebes seem eager to try fishing for themselves. Here the lotuses, tidal flats, aquatic plants, fish, shrimps and birds all mutually reinforce and constrain one another. But growth isn't always easy. The coots have a barrier to overcome. All goes well, but when a fish stirs up an undercurrent, the family get a shock. Every lake is home to multiple species. Arhai Lake in Dali covers an area of 246 square kilometers, second only to Dianshi Lake in size in Yunnan. It's the 7th largest freshwater lake in China. The series of tall peaks on the shore are part of the Tsangshan Mountains, where the highest point rises to 2,000 meters above the lake's surface. For thousands of years, the Tsangshan Mountains and Arhai Lake have guarded and nourished Dali, an important city in western Yunnan. Zibi Lake, which feeds into Arhai Lake, gets its name from the Zibi flowers which, according to the locals, once covered it. These beautiful flowers, also called Nymphea tetragona georgii, are a rare species of water lily. These days, sadly, Zibi flowers are hard to see on the lake. Fuzhong belongs to the Bai ethnic group. "20 years ago, he planted some Zibi flowers in a small pond at the entrance to his village. He's searching for healthy ones to take home, where he can tend them properly. The residents of Le Yuan village on the shore of Zibi Lake have a special fondness for Tserby flowers.
This is 我们小时候老人嘛就说这个物种是很稀有的，只有在我们这个地方才有。清朝时候它属于是一种物品。
Fujong has led the way in studying the cultivation and protection of the Tserby flower. He gives the other villagers seeds to cultivate and teaches them what to do. Every 3 to 5 days, the flowers need to be given fresh water. From time to time, Fujong visits the villagers in their homes to see how the plants are faring.
大家都有一个希望，就是说以后条件符合了，还是要把它移回到我们湖里面去。希望就是真正的达到我们小时候开花的时候那么漂亮，印证了明代旅行家徐霞客说的一句话：“植物花开，雪满湖。”
Water from Tserby Lake flows downwards and empties into Ahai Lake. Yunnan's 9 plateau lakes form China's only permanently ice-free lake district. They are rich in not only biodiversity, but also ethnic culture. However, Yunnan's lakes and wetlands are mostly enclosed or semi-enclosed. They have a limited water supply, they take a long time to replenish, and their self-cleansing function is weak. This means that once they are damaged, recovery is extremely difficult. But Yunnan province has implemented a series of successful measures for protecting and managing its plateau lakes, with the result that the ecological environment has seen a significant improvement. Fuxian Lake maintains Class 1 water quality all year round. The water quality of Dianche Lake is the best it has been for 30 years, and that of Ahai Lake is changing for the better. However, the government's efforts would be in vain without the support of the local population. Fortunately, in Yunnan, people are well aware of the importance of environmental protection. The cormorants flap their wings to the beat of the oars. In Dali, there is a long tradition of domesticating these excellent fish catchers. The fishermen who work on Ahai Lake are known for their skill at training cormorants. Guided by the song of its master, the bird will catch a fish and deliver it back to the boat. The skill of training them to do this has been passed down through many generations. Sharzun is an ancient fishing village where Ahai Lake's cormorant fishing culture is said to have originated. Yang Quanlin grew up in the company of cormorants. Birds his father spent a lifetime training and feeding have been handed down to him, and he treats them like members of the family.
We 们好久都没有出去过了，那每像我们带他们出去好多好多。
Fishing on Ahai Lake has been banned as a measure to help protect the environment. Young Chuan Lin can only take his cormorants to the nearby ponds and wetlands. Without the chance to use their skills, the cormorants are losing their hunting instinct. But young Chuan Lin has a plan. He throws live fish he has bought into the water. He hopes to encourage the cormorant's ability to survive in the wild, so that one day he can release them.
以前自己下去会找，现在都已经退化了。我从小就陪伴鱼一起长大，还是挺舍不得。
Ahai Lake is recovering its vitality, and the Tsangshan Mountains are turning green again. Soon, people will once again be able to enjoy the 4 famous sights of the area: the breeze blowing from the lower pass, the flowers blooming on the upper pass, the snow drifting in the Tsangshan Mountains, and the moon reflecting on Ahai Lake. Yunnan's highest lake, Lugu, is surrounded by green mountains. This beautiful location is a treasure trove of biodiversity. Today, the forest coverage in the Lugu Lake Wetland Nature Reserve exceeds 80%. This is a result of increasingly stringent environmental protection measures. Lugu Lake is the 3rd deepest freshwater lake in China, with an average depth of 40 meters. Despite its small area, its storage capacity far exceeds that of the much larger Dianche Lake. Its waters are so clear that it's possible to see down to a depth of 12 meters with the naked eye. Lugu Lake presents a vision of tranquility and poetry, with drifting clouds and spectacular sunrises and sunsets. The small white flowers floating on the surface are Otilia acuminata. They are a common sight in Yunnan's various plateau lakes. Otilia acuminata can only survive in the cleanest water, so when they bloom, they are attesting to a good ecological environment. Every year, when the flowers are blossoming, Moswa Ajo will go boating on the lake with his grandchildren. Lugu Lake has a rich variety of aquatic plants, which is unusual for a highland lake. Otilia acuminata, variation crispa, is unique to Lugu Lake. They mostly grow in water between 1 and 5 meters deep, although they also form bands along the shore. The deep water plant community, including Otilia acuminata and the other flora in the Lugu Lake Nature Reserve, play a key role in maintaining the benign cycle of the local ecosystem. The slowly gliding pig trough boats and the ethnic Mosuo songs bring a sense of primitive simplicity to the lake. This is somewhere pure and uncontaminated, far from the busy city, where, in nature's embrace, people find tranquility and a spiritual home. The lake is like a mirror between heaven and earth. For thousands of years it has reflected the evolution and activities of everything around it. By observing how humans treat our planet, it sets the tone for the future. Just as a lake should always be clear if it is to be beautiful, so should the community of life be harmonious if it is to prosper. Achieving harmony with the living world is something humans are learning they must aspire to.
向所有方向